Tua,
What's up, Bob?
we've talked a lot about what John New has added to this offense. What has Malik given you? What's the skill that's helped you there? And Odell's presence now that he's gotten more comfortable. What's he given you, as an extra dimension?
Yeah. Well, I would say that room has done a tremendous job, not just with Malik. We obviously know what Reek and Waddle can do, but what Odell brings, what River being back brings as well to the team. Just the amount of studying they do and the attention to details within the playbook, I think, have given them opportunities to get the ball in their hands. And you can see what they do with the ball in their hands, and it's very, very, very special. And it's fun being able to go out there and play with guys like that.
What's your impression of Drake May?
Who? Say it again.
Drake May.
Oh, Drake May. Dude, I respect his game. I respect his game a lot. He's a rookie, so there's going to be bumps within his journey. But you see a lot of flashes of things that he can do, not just inside the pocket, outside of the pocket as well. I got a lot of respect for him, and looking forward to competing against him.
We in the media love storylines, narratives, but you and him could be going at it for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how this league is. That's how it goes. I wish him the best. In his career that he's just starting. Tough league, but with the right mindset, with the right people around him, surrounding him, I think he'll be doing good.
You went with a 6-0 record against the Patriots. A new coach over there, but you think Jerome Mario's going to bring some similar defenses looks than as Bill Belichick did?
I'm not too sure. We're preparing for uncertainty if there is defensively, but it's very similar to the structure they've had over the past few years when Coach Belichick was the coach there. So we're looking to go out there and play the plays with what they've presented us over the years, and if we need to adjust in any way, we'll adjust.
There's been a stat flying around out there about Achan not having a drop as a professional. When did you realize his hands were really good for running back?
I would say last year. Last year, got a glimpse of being able to throw to him, and it was really supreme with how he'd catch the ball. But that's sort of taken away because he runs very well too. So, I would say from last year.
Was talking about a bit earlier about accountability. Some people have lost their starting jobs. Some people have lost their jobs in general. It's kind of worked, right? You guys, what personally did you do to enact accountability among your teammates when things weren't going great here?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a me thing. This is a team thing. And it's tough when Mike has to have sit-down conversations with guys, in starting roles and having to maneuver through that because of the person that he is. And then it's also, it does sort of take a toll sometimes on the team. But, if you understand reasoning and you understand, sometimes that it could be for the betterment of the team or whatnot, those guys are the ones having those conversations. You're just there to support your teammate in the best way you can. I think you get a better big picture gauge of reasons as to why things like that have been happening or have happened.
You talk about player-only meetings, stuff like that. Have you guys had all that, and how's that gone this year?
Yeah, it's been good. I like to keep all those conversations private, but I think those have definitely helped push the envelope of what we want to see as a team and what we want to do going forward.
Mentioning the other day that it was Tyreek who was kind of stressing the need for these long, sustained 10, 12 play drives, going back to even exit interviews last season. I'm curious, what were those conversations like as you guys were sort of implementing this new style of the offense?
Well, I wouldn't say that as we, had our exit meetings and whatnot, that this sort of was the notion of what we wanted to evolve into as an offense. It sort of took precedent given what defenses have been playing against us. That would be the reasoning as to why you see a lot more check downs, a lot more, trying to get the ball to open guys within the progression, whether it's the third, fourth, or or the fifth progression. So I would say that's just been sort of like a weekly thing. Would we like to take shots? We would. But that's if they present themselves, is sort of what I'm trying to say.
Kind of a two-part question for you with regards to pass protection. One, how is the continuity of the offensive line, being mostly guys from last year, helped you kind of have that rapport with him? And then also Aaron Brewer, who's new, how has your communication been with him with getting protections all called out and everything on balance this year?
Yeah, it seems as if we've all played together for a while. That's what the feeling is with Aaron being in there. I mean, you know, Brew's probably, I would love to have Brew here for a long time. I mean, I love how he goes about his business. I love how we have a good relationship, how we communicate, with things that we see and whatnot. But to me, it just feels like offensively with the O-line, it just feels like we've all been playing together for such a long time. Doesn't feel like there's been a drop-off anywhere.
Kind of understand where vulnerabilities against certain looks can come from and how to kind of navigate openings in the pocket? Does that help you in that regard?
I would say yeah, but it's also every game is different, and our game plan with what we want to do protection wise is also different. So that also helps with maneuvering through the pocket as well.
Just kind of piggybacking off what Travis asked on the line, Teron's having a great year. What have you seen from him at age 33? Still playing at his caliber of play. He's a dog.
There's been a lot of things that he's been dealing with injury wise, and I got a lot of respect, tremendous amount of respect for him being able to fight through those and still go out there and compete and play to protect me, to protect our backs and to protect our ball carriers. I wish I could do something to help with some of the injuries that he goes through, but just overall dog.
How do players respond to Mike during either on the sideline during the game, in the locker room? How do you see the interaction between him and players going? I know the Dolphins released a little mic'd up video, and it's cool to see him kind of joking and things like that on the sideline. So I'm curious from a player's perspective, what is that interaction like?
Yeah, I would say maybe to each person, maybe it looks a little different. But for me, when we're working, regardless of where we are in practice or if we're in a game, I know Mike is going to be himself. And so for me, it sort of helps me continue to stay in the frame of mind that hey, we're still at work. But knowing, who he is, it's okay to have fun, but also stay locked in. At least for me, it is. And, I just know that that's how he's going to be in practice and game days, and that's probably never going to change. Thanks, guys.